But if I'm feeling petty, it's a new main skill, so this is called Super Luck. Then again, can you even reroll on something that, what did I get? Is it Berry Finding? It's another reason why I've been a little quiet. Straight out the washroom, I'm like, ew. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. It's been quite some time since you've probably seen my face, but let's catch up on the week that just passed and let's start with our sleep report. So I have quite a bit to update you guys with, but we are going to check up on, this is sleep report number 667. So we missed 666. And my progress in the tundra has been okay. I did find something interesting, so I'm excited to show you guys it. But let's see what sort of Pokemon showed up for our final Sunday session. In terms of goals, I wasn't really aiming for much. I was just really here to raise the area bonus of the map because the area bonus here is like ridiculously low. Holy cow, look at all those Spheals and Celios, I think they're called. Well, there's a lot of blue guys here and a Happiny, so we are definitely going to try to pick up that Happiny. But yeah, it is a blue Pokemon takeover. I did encounter a Sneasel only once during my week, so I was able to give it a bonus biscuit, but it didn't critical capture or a big hit, so I wasn't able to catch that. And there's Lucario taking a training break sleep. Oh, and that was the last sleep style that I needed, which is great. So everything's good. I like that the Lucario and Riolu are close by together. Alright, is there anyone hungry? The Walrein is hungry, but that's not what I wanted. So we are going to give this this bonus biscuit to Happiny. And I don't think I have any Poke Biscuits, so I might have to redeem for... Yeah, I don't have any. Let's go to sleep points. Let's exchange 2, and let's hope that Happiny doesn't get full. Oops, not the Great Biscuit. That would have been bad. Alright, Poke Biscuit number 1. Sadly, it is full, and I forgot to turn on my volume, so I think there should be some sound now. Hopefully. But yeah, very, very anticlimactic Sunday night research. Let's do the Happiny just so that some of you guys can get some extra candies. Also, I don't think there's really, besides the Spheal, probably not any other interesting candies here. But we got 9k sleep research and 14k dream shards. So I'm slowly making back the dream shards that I've been using from the last several weeks, which is good. And happening right now is the growth week, so it's a great way to raise your lower level Pokemon or baby Pokemon as they have advertised over here. Let's take a look at the details just for a refresher. So sleep well to grow well, it's time for Pokemon Growth Week. This week-long event is a special opportunity to get more sleep EXP and candies than usual. So let's try to get plenty of sleep to help raise our favorite helper Pokemon. This is happening in all areas, so your helper Pokemon, when you sleep with them, you're going to get a 1.5 bonus to the sleep EXP that they get. And you get 1.5 times more candies as well. Alright, so as you can see here, I finished in the Tundra with Master 10. And oh, there's some missions I need to pick up before I leave, so let's pick up this. It's at 49% now. It's not intervals of 50, which bothers me. But we are going to go back to the Tundra because I do want to continue to raise the area bonus for this map. So we're going to say goodbye to our Snorlax. And we're going to look into the weekly review, the weekly summary. So I did worse on everything. And yeah, I do not remember what my previous best was, but I got an S grade, which is great. That tends to happen when I'm not taking naps. But oh, my record before was Master 12 actually. So I did 2 ratings lower. But we are back in the Tundra. Let's see what we get. I have a feeling it's going to be dessert because I haven't had dessert in a while. And it is... dessert! I was right. I should go buy a lottery ticket. Okay, I think it's been maybe almost 2 months or maybe like a month and a half since I've had dessert week because I've been just coming out of salad weeks and curry weeks. So dessert weeks are actually my weakest just because I don't have so much exposure to having dessert weeks, but I am pretty excited. So let's pick up all of our goodies. Let's see what everyone gave me. Let's see if anyone's going to proc their skill. And Denny does a really good job at procking his skill. So that's Denny, and this one over here is Emmy. How can I tell? I can't. It's because of the frequency of which they trigger their skill. I find Denny does so much more often than Emmy. My Magnezone did a double trigger, which is really good. We got 44 more pot space from that. And this is my shiny Ditto. We finally caught one a couple weeks. Can I say couple weeks or 2 weeks ago? Or was it last week? I'm starting to forget. But that is, as you could see, it does not turn into a shiny when it transforms, which sucks. I hope they patch this in the future because to me it would make sense for it to be a shiny if it is a shiny. But yeah, once you tap it again, it changes back into its original state, for those who didn't know. Let's pick up our sleep pass points. We got 100 sleep points from this, and let's see what we get on our daily lotto. So I didn't clear out the shop yet because I'm like very low on sleep points, and a part of me is like, maybe I should hold on to some sleep points just in case. So I'm doing a pay as I go basis when it comes to cookies. All right, so let's pick our dessert team. It's been quite some time since we've looked at our dessert team. So let's switch this one for Miruku, and then Blueberry over here will be taken by Arya. So I think this should be good. Let's do this for now, and then let's take a look at my ingredient or dessert list and see which Pokemon needs to be swapped out. But before we do that, let's see what I can make. With 44 extra pot space, what can I make? The best thing I could make right now is the explosion popcorn. So let's do this. Let's dump in some leeks because, oh, actually no, I'm gonna need those leeks for Zing Zap Cola. So let's do some tomatoes. I don't need tomatoes. I won't be needing the green grass soybeans either. Oh, I could have just also double tapped on 2 ingredients at once. That was one of the tips I gave in my video, but I'm not even using that tip. But yeah, green grass soybeans I don't need for my higher level dishes, so that's why I'm going to use it in this popcorn. And it's not extra tasty either, which kind of sucks. But we got 30k from that. Low numbers, I'm used to seeing like averaging of 50 because of my ninja salads and ninja curries. So it's gonna be quite the adjustments, but I do like that it gives me the opportunity to level up dessert dishes because I desperately need to do so. And it's weird that I just rarely land on dessert week. My Snorlax really loves salad. Okay, so in terms of dishes, the things that I should be farming are... Alright, so my Vikavolt does a pretty decent job at farming coffee, so I think I'll keep him on so that I can farm coffee for the Mold Breaker corn tiramisu. And I'll add in my Beware for corn, and I think that should be good. I do struggle a little bit with oil though, so I don't know how realistic it is to make the popcorn. And because I wasn't lucky with finding a good happening, I'm not going to have enough egg production to be making Jigglypuff fruity flan 3 times a day like I would like to. Honey, milk, and apple, I have really great Pokemon for that. Eggs, I'm still struggling with. And then tea time scones and everything up here, I just don't have the pot size. So there is that, or I can try to raise the level of my Neroli Restorative Tea because I do have great Pokemon for that as well. And that will outscale the Lovely Kiss Smoothie. So I think my safest bet would be to focus on the Neroli Restorative Tea, just because I know I can get a lot of ingredients for that. And then once I have a lot of ingredients for the tea, I will start farming ingredients for the corn dishes, like the explosion popcorn and the Mold Breaker. All right, so that's the game plan. I need ginger, apple, and mushroom. So let's go into our, oh, Snorlax wants to grow a little bigger to basic 5. Ginger, apple, and mushroom. So ginger, apple, this is my apple farmer. I'm probably only gonna need to put it on for like 1 day and then I'm gonna have like way too many apples. And I need some, mushroom, ginger, apple. So ginger is the last thing. So this is going to be Liv's time to shine over here. And it's great because Liv also has favorite berry typing. And I'll keep Cortado just so I get a good head start on farming some coffee beans. And then eventually we'll swap that out for some corn. So that is a squad. They are almost in a perfect circle, almost forming a star if you look at all the vertices. But we have quite some stuff to go over in terms of like updates. So we now know that with the arrival of Murkrow and Honchkrow, I totally butchered those names, Murkrow and Honchkrow, it should be, or Murkrow and Honchkrow, because it's a crow. Yeah, I don't know. But yeah, it's going to be appearing in Greengrass Isle, Snowdrop Tundra, Old Gold Power Plant, and these Pokemon will appear in all areas during the new moon day number 1. So that makes me wonder, for number 2, does that mean it's going to be only exclusive to the islands we see above? Or is it just number 1? Like, I don't know. You know, it's like the number 1 is throwing me off, or maybe I'm reading too much into it. It's like when a friend sends you a text and like you're reading too much into it. It's like, oh my god, they did lowercase LOL. Does that mean anything? Because I'm the type of person where I only use LOL if I mean it, if I'm like actually laughing, and I do like uppercase LOL. But if I'm feeling petty and annoyed or pissed and I want you to know that I'm annoyed, I know it, that's why it's petty. Then I'll do like lowercase LOL. But it is a dozing type and it's a new main skill. So this is called Super Luck or Ingredient Draw S. So you get one type of ingredient chosen randomly from a specific selection of ingredients. On rare occasions, gets a great number of dream shards instead. I don't like the way that was phrased. I don't know. Sometimes I feel the English translation on these things, it's like a little weird. I don't know if you guys feel the same. But yeah, interesting skill. Don't have much thoughts about it right now because I'm not really sure how to interpret it either. So you get one type of ingredient chosen at random. So let's say, does it pick from like a hat and it's like, oh, tails, and it's just one tail? Or is there going to be a certain amount that you get, and then as you increase the main skill level, the amount increases, which I believe would be the case, right? So for new players, this is different from Ingredient Magnet S because Ingredient Magnet S, I think at level 1 gives you 6 random ingredients, and as you level the skill up, you get more, the amount increases as well, but they're random ingredients, all of them are random, and it can only be an ingredient that you've already unlocked. So if you haven't unlocked tails yet, you won't be getting tails, which is why some people would invest in a slowpoke up to level 30 just to get the tails, and then you stop investing in it so that every time you do have a Ingredient Magnet S Pokemon, there is a chance for you to collect slowpoke tails. So with Super Luck, I think it's going to be the same, where obviously it can't be ingredients you haven't yet unlocked. So for those of you who have some Pokemon that have ingredients at level 30 waiting to be unlocked, it might be a good opportunity for you to do that. But yeah, more ingredients, love to see that. I know some people also speculated it would have been a healing Pokemon, but after Chansey came, I think that kind of would be like, okay, an overkill on healing type Pokemon. But it does make sense that it's a ingredient gathering type in a sense that it gives you a lot of ingredients because birds tend to collect stuff. So I think pretty fitting for Murkrow. And then there's some bug fix notices. There was something with the Eureka seed. Eureka or Eureka? Which, by the way, when I read this, when I saw the seed and I saw that it said it's the Eureka or Eureka seed, I'm gonna say Eureka. It made me think of Eureka 7. If you guys watched that anime, that was an anime I really loved growing up. In the English version, the title said Eureka 7, so maybe I'll just say Eureka. But I know it's like scientists say Eureka, so I don't know. Probably will say it interchangeably. But there was also this other thing about the Goodnight ribbon when it comes to Chansey and Blissey, but that is pretty old news, so we're not going to go over that. But the seed, let's see, where is it? This seed right here, a mysterious seed that can bring out Darkrai's true power. So with this seed, you can choose one ingredient or a sub-skill from Darkrai's helping stat to unlock or change. However, what it's changed to will be random. So you choose ingredient or sub-skill, and once you choose ingredient or sub-skill, that ingredient or sub-skill will be random. So yeah, you don't get to pick it. That would have been very OP if you got to pick it. But that would have been great as well. But wow, imagine the amount of resources you would need just to re-roll it in case you get like a bad sub-skill or nature. And if you turn it into candy, you will receive 40 Darkrai candies, which is great because you can encounter Darkrai during the New Moon event. And some lore for you guys who don't play the mainline games, Darkrai resides in New Moon Island, whereas Cresselia resides in Full Moon Island, and they're mirror islands of each other. So that is why during the New Moon event, you will be able to encounter more Darkrai. And that's the reason why they did a New Moon event that is different from the Good Sleep Day event. So the New Moon event is really focused on encountering Darkrai again. And it seems like every time we encounter Darkrai during the New Moon event, we will be able to get more Eureka seeds. And that will be what will help us unlock more of Darkrai's potential or re-roll on things that were not good. But then again, can you even re-roll on something that's already been unlocked? That's the thing I'm also wondering. What if it's a one and done thing? And then it's like you have a really sucky Darkrai and you can only have one Darkrai per account, so that would infinitely suck. But I think that you will have the flexibility to change it. I don't know, only time will tell, really. Or is it already data mined and it's out there? I don't know. I haven't looked at any of the videos regarding this yet. I'm a little late on that, so I need to do a little bit of my research before I put out a video on like Darkrai 101 or something. But yeah, those are my initial thoughts. I haven't used this seed yet, but it's great to know that, let's say once you get your perfect Darkrai, for the future full moon events, if you encounter it again and you get the Darkrai seed, at least you still get candies, and it's a whopping 40 candies, so that's pretty great. So should I use it? Yeah, let's just use it. Alright, so between ingredient and subskill, I'm gonna do a subskill. And these are the list of subskills that we will be able to get. Subskills are more or less likely to be chosen depending on their color. And there was a bug update about this. So now that makes me wonder, like, did I miss my opportunity to get a good skill? Like, did that bug fix something that made this rolling broken? I don't know. Or is it better for me now that I've waited for the bug to fix? But we will see what Lady Luck chooses for my subskill. It's loading. Oh my god, the suspense is killing me. Alright, what is it? What do we get? Is it berry finding? It's a silver skill. Is it skill trigger? It's inventory up. Wow. Great. Well, that is my subskill. Let me know what you guys got. I mean, now my Darkrai can just hold a bunch of bean sausages. All right, well, that was pretty intense. I'm not gonna lie. All right, you guys could probably see the exciting thing that I have to show here. So I have 5 Pokemon to go through together. So let's go with Pokemon number 1, which is a Spheal. And unfortunately, this will not be a Spheal that I will invest in because Speed of Help is at level 50. There's no berry finding either, and it's a Speed of Help down nature, but it's ingredient finding up. And I don't want ingredient finding up because every time the game rolls for a help action, it's gonna be more likely to fall on an ingredient, which is not what we want for a berry finding Pokemon. So with that, we are going to send this to the professor for 5 Spheal candy. And now, you guys, let's take a look at this Togepi together. It's shiny! So this is my second shiny Togepi. And then I have like a shiny Togekiss, I think. We'll take a look later. But it is eggs, ginger, and eggs. We've got skill level up M, skill trigger, inventory up S, helping speed, and ingredient finding. Not bad. Let's see what the nature is. It's EXP up and energy recovery down. Alright, well, we are never going to use this, but it is going to sit in our inventory box for some time. Alright, Vulpix. Alright, so it is a girl. It is beans, corn, and bean. And there's no berry finding either. Helping speed S comes in at 50, and the nature is a quirky one. So I don't see myself using this either, so we are going to send this straight away to the professor. I have quite a bit to clear out, so we'll have to do that later. Let's take a look at this Happiny, and before we jump for joy over the fact that it is a mono egg, finally my first mono egg Happiny that I found. Once we look at the stats, it is not that exciting. So we got helping speed M, inventory up S, skill trigger M, inventory up L, and inventory up M. So a lot of space for this little girl. Honestly, subskills are pretty good, but I would have loved for it to have ingredient finding in it because, yeah, this is the nature. So I don't know, maybe I'll plug it in and see how much it's going to do in terms of output if I just get it to level 30. And I think if it gives me like a good decent amount, decent to me would be like 35 a day. I think I'll be happy with 35 a day. But if it gets me somewhere around like 35 to 40 eggs a day at level 30, then it will be worth my time to at least level it to that and use it for the time being until I find another one. So this is not entirely useless. It's probably the best one we've found so far, and we're gonna save it for now. There might be another one that I have that is double eggs and might have ingredient finder, so I'm gonna have to compare them to each other. And then finally, this is the last one, right? Yes, this is the Vulpix, and it is double beans and corn at the very end. And we have helping speed S at level 10, which is great, but everything else is kind of whatever. I would have wanted berry finding and more speed, but this is a hardy nature, so we are not going to invest in this. And in fact, I'm actually just going to send it away to the professor. And that is pretty much all that I found during my week at the Tundra last week. So we will see this week what we catch. So yeah, looking at this, Ditto was from the Happiny Chansey event, which is 2 weeks ago. And then the week that just passed, I got a shiny Togepi. So a back-to-back week of shinies. So construction is starting to happen as I hear it right now. So I'm gonna have to try to do this quickly, the research community section, before it gets worse. But here is our latte of the day. Cheers, everyone. That was just so good. If you're curious what I use for my coffee, I use an espresso machine, which has been a quality of life thing for me. I'm not a coffee snob, so when it comes to the quality and taste that the Nespresso provides, I'm very happy with it. And I like to sweeten it with white honey, with a sprinkle of cinnamon and some Malden sea salt, just to bring out the sweetness a little bit more, and it's just so good. In terms of milk, I'm using soy milk right now, and I love it. That is just so good. That is such a great pick-me-up because I had quite the sad morning. I had to go to the ENT early this morning, and it's the first time I've done something like that. I'm just dealing with something that's been causing me quite a great... Oh, look at that Vulpix. It's like right behind the pillar. Yeah, I've been dealing with something that's been causing me a bit of anxiety and stress. So that's been a little stressful. So I've been really anticipating this appointment to meet with the ENT to get some sort of relief and some answers. Oh my god! Isaac, Nico Robin got a shiny Absol, which is great because Absols are 16 pips. So having a shiny just makes it so that you catch it like one cookie, that's it, which is really amazing. A great shiny to find, so congrats to you, Isaac. But yeah, I saw the ENT, I got my answers. I didn't get relief on the thing that's been bothering me, so I'm still dealing with it. And it's just like, think of it as this: when you have a rock or a pebble in your shoe and it's causing you discomfort, and unlike taking a shoe off and removing that rock, I'm not able to do that with what's happening with my body. So that is just something that's been very unpleasant to deal with, and it's been causing me anxiety in my life. And because of that, I had a decrease in appetite because, I don't know, when I'm anxious or stressed, I don't get hungry, which is the opposite of some people who might feel hungrier. For me, it's the opposite. I don't feel like eating because I'm just so stressed, and it's just occupying so much mental space in my mind that the hunger cues are gone. But I force myself to eat, obviously, but it's just, food just doesn't hit the same. And in case you're curious what an ENT is, because I just recently learned of this as well, because it's my first time seeing an ENT, it's ears, nose, and throat. It's the ears, nose, throat doctor. So yeah, I saw an ENT in the morning. So the last couple days, last week has been quite something for me. Starburst found a shiny Eevee and it's napping in the clouds. So cute. But yeah, other than that, that's like the biggest thing that's been a cloud over my head recently. But another reason why I've been a little quiet on my channel is because I just kind of got a little burnt out from making content for Pokemon. So I decided to take a little step back just to focus or engage in things that bring me joy. And one of those things is getting back into a game I used to play back in 2018 called Granblue Fantasy. And it's a mobile, it's a desktop, but you can play it on your phone too. There's no app for it because you play it on a web browser. It's called Granblue Fantasy. It's a gacha game. But what I really like about it as a gacha game is that you can still make a lot of progress for a free-to-play player, because I was genuinely free-to-play back when I played it. I only spent like a bit of money, but it was only for tickets that will guarantee me a character that you can pick, you know? But there is a pity system in Granblue Fantasy where if you roll 300 times on a banner, after that 300 times, you get a guaranteed pick of a character on your banner. So what players like myself do for free-to-play is you save onto your crystals, which is a currency you use to roll for a character, and you save 90,000 crystals, because every roll is 300 crystals. So for 300, that's 90,000 crystals you need to save. And once you have that, you finally completed something called a spark fund. And sparking is when you roll on a banner so that after 300 rolls, you are guaranteed to choose a character on that banner. So let's say you do end up choosing or getting the character you really wanted to anyways. It's still great to spark because you can get an extra copy of a weapon or another weapon that will help you out with your weapon grid just to make your team stronger. And I feel like if you love min-maxing and grinding and building grids and teams, and there's just so much to Granblue Fantasy, and I love it as a game, which is the reason why I wanted to get back into it. So that's the reason that I've been a little MIA, because I've been really enjoying Granblue Fantasy and just watching content on Granblue Fantasy. So I've just been, enjoying that and enjoying gaming again, because I'm in this part in my life where I don't have the time or motivation to sit down and play like an actual game. But with Granblue Fantasy, it's great because I could play it on my computer, and then if I want to move on to my phone, I could do that as well. And I don't have to focus so much on the story to get it done and like complete the game, because there isn't really a completion to Granblue Fantasy. Even if you finish the story, there's so much other things that you want to do, like doing your daily raids, farming for items, uncapping your weapons to make them stronger, or to make your summons stronger, unlocking classes and then leveling up those classes for certain skills. And it's just like so much fun, honestly, you guys. Now, the reason why I stopped playing, because I started in 2018 and then I stopped in 2019. And fun fact, a little Eutrope lore, that was a game that I streamed a lot when I was on Twitch. So I did Granblue Fantasy streaming content back in my Twitch days, and that was like just so much fun because I do my dailies, I do my raids, or if there's an event going on, and they have great events, might I say. They had Boku no Hero, they had Cardcaptor Sakura, and that anime with Lelouch. And they do like other anime collabs as well, like Love Live too. But yeah, so getting a character from one of your favorite animes is great. But I stopped playing because in 2019, that was actually when I graduated from university, and then I started working in a real job. And I just slowly, shifted my focus and priorities to my career, which sadly meant that I took a little pause on my streaming and my gaming with Granblue Fantasy. And then my account, sadly, I cannot recover it. I lent it to some friends, but yeah, not sure what happened. I know that I didn't change the password or anything because, why would I, right? Like, why would I have changed my password or email? So yeah, I just can't log into my previous account, which kind of sucks because I did spend a little money on it. I tried getting some help with support, but I couldn't get any help with that. So I just had to make a new account. But luckily I had another account, like an alternative account that I just used to roll on anniversary events for like certain special events. So I did set myself up for a little bit of an easier time because I have SSR characters, and SSR is the highest rating that you can get for a character. So there's like normal, rare, super rare, and then super rare. So I have like some pretty good SSR characters. Summer's coming up, so I have a Spark Fund ready. And why I'm excited, it's because this is when they have swimsuit characters, okay? Think of it as like it's anime time. It's a swimsuit episode, and you find your favorite like female and male characters looking so good in swimsuits, and like the artwork, because once you get them to certain levels, you unlock additional artwork for that character, okay? And yeah, so I'm really excited for the summer banners to come out. There's this one character that I really want because she has a swimsuit version and she's an earth type and she's ranked 10 out of 10 for earth grids. So if I get her, then it'll just amplify my earth right now, because there's 6 elements in the game, I believe: water, fire, wind, earth, light, and dark. And my best ones right now are earth and water, and then I would say it's like wind. And back when I played in 2018, 2019, the meta was so different than what it is now. So there's like a lot that I had to catch up on because I'm still stuck in 2018, 2019. And then when I'm talking to my cousin about some stuff, he's like, wow, you're like stuck in 2018. And yeah, so there's a lot for me to catch up on, and that's just been like so much fun for me to play. And it's a nice break from Pokemon Sleep, because with Pokemon Sleep you can just like, you're limited on what you can do, right? I love the min-max aspect, and it's like a slower pace of it, but there's just so many times you can log into the game and collect ingredients. But with Granblue Fantasy, it gives me that itch of like liking the grind when it comes to games. Like, I love playing JRPGs, but as I mentioned, I just don't have the time or motivation to sit through an entire RPG. But with Granblue Fantasy, I get that grinding or that farming itch, you know? And it feels so good when you finish a raid and then your loot comes in chests, and you get to see what is in that chest, and you get the weapon you want, because the chance of it getting a weapon can sometimes be 0.6%, but then it's from a list of weapons, and some of the weapons suck, and there's some weapons that you really, really want. So getting the weapons is another thing, and it's just so fulfilling. Like, you get that hit of dopamine when you get the weapon that you want, and then you get multiple copies because you need to feed that copy into the weapon so that it uncaps and it raises the level, and you raise the skill level of that weapon. But if you think that this sounds interesting to you, then I highly recommend you check it out. And I started playing this because my cousin at the time, he was telling me to play, but at the time when he was telling me to play, it was only in Japanese. And then a couple of years later, they decided to put a English version or a English translation. So now you can play it in English, which is really great. I don't know how the heck he was playing it in Japanese before, because it could not be me. And yeah, now I'm back in it. There's new raids, new levels, and there's just like so many things. But I'm so glad that there's this new academy quest sort of thing that new players can do, so that it kind of helps you get up to date on building your weapon grid. Because let me tell you, building your weapon grid back in 2018, 2019 was like, it was the grind, okay? So having this academy quest thing that just hands you your weapon grids fully uncapped with max level and max skill level is like such a great thing for new players, because now I can do my raids, my higher level raids, and not be so weak. In fact, I can actually solo some raid bosses now that I wasn't able to solo before, you know? So that's great progress. So even though I'm sad that my previous account is gone, and I'm most likely not going to get a hold of it, because I have like Zodiac characters and stuff in there too. Yeah, it makes me really sad, but it feels nice and rewarding to play on a new account and do that stuff again, you know, because then I'm kind of like getting myself reacquainted with the game. Yeah, I'm going really on and on about Granblue Fantasy. As you guys could tell, I'm very enthusiastic about it, and I'm just really been so excited about it as well. But don't worry, I still will be making Pokemon Sleep content. I just need to catch up on everything I need to know about Darkrai before I make a dedicated video on it, because I do want to make a beginner guide video for my beginner series about Darkrai. So like everything you need to know and everything like that. But I might need to wait a bit just for certain information to come out for me to be able to make that video. But I hope maybe the fact that I touched upon it in this video and did the Eureka seed with you guys scratched that itch of like wanting to see my reaction of the whole thing. There's a lot of videos out there, so I'm going to have to watch it just to catch up to date with everything. But let me know, what did you guys use your seed on? Did you use it for an ingredient, or did you use it on a sub skill, and what did you get? I feel like most people would have done it on a sub skill, but it seems like we can't do it on the nature, so nature is going to be the same for everyone, which I kind of like, because imagine rolling a bad nature. I think it would hurt me more to roll a bad nature than to roll a bad sub skill. But yeah, GBF, that was another thing that occupied my life. And there's one thing I wanted to share with you guys, because it's like this crazy thing. Sorry, my ankle just cracked. This crazy thing that happened I saw the other day, and I'm like, I have to share this with the people, so the people know and the people do not do this, okay? My friends, the other day I went to get food, and as I'm waiting for my food, I noticed a woman from my peripheral sitting in the restaurant, because I'm doing takeout and she was dining in, and I hear her coughing. And I'm like, oh, okay, she's coughing. But she's coughing louder, so I just take a glance to see, like, is the woman okay? She's coughing right on her phone, like this. Like, open mouth on her phone. Which, you know what? At least her phone's blocking it. And I'm like, I'm not dining in there, whatever. But what really gave me the ew was the fact that she was sitting next to the utensils. Like, the area where people go to pick up the utensils that they want to get. And the irony of it all was that there was a bottle of hand sanitizer right beside her. And as she's coughing, like pretend my mic is a hand sanitizer, she's holding her phone and she's coughing this way. So she's coughing on her phone, and I'm sure the residue is like spraying, because it's like when you cough, it's like a spray, right? It's getting all over the hand sanitizer. Yuck. But on top of that, beyond the hand sanitizer is where the forks, the spoons, the knives, and the napkins are. So she's coughing on that as well. And I'm like, oh my god, that is so gross. That is so gross. And this poor soul, he did not witness what I witnessed, because ignorance is bliss. But he went up to that stand later and grabbed himself a spoon, and I was like, I was shocked. And that reminded me why it is so gross sometimes when you're outside. Like, be careful with what you touch, really, because you can trust your own hygiene, but you can't trust the hygiene of others. And let me tell you, the amount of time I see people not wash their hands after leaving the washroom, especially if you're a girl, because if you're a girl, you know you need to use your hands to wipe a delicate area after you use the washroom, right? And sometimes the paper is like 1 ply. So you really need to wash your hands after, because that thin layer of tissue is not enough of a barrier to protect you from yucky germs. On top of that, you don't know what the previous person was like, so like you don't know if you touched something on the door handles or anything either. So when I see people finish their job and then go straight out the washroom, I'm like, ew, gross. Okay, and the stuff my boyfriend tells me about the guys' washroom, yuck. Like, sometimes he would tell me that there would be some guys that would like be on their phone while doing the business. Like, hello? Just put the phone down, you know? Put the phone down and do your business. And it's so gross, because then it's like you just touched your willy-nilly and now you're going to like put your phone in your pocket, and then like, you know? And I guess you could say that, oh, but maybe it's like he keeps the phone in one hand, and then I think you give people too much faith. You give people too much faith, okay? Because that is gross. So, sorry, my ankle cracked again. I'm so old. So yeah, it just reminds me like door handles in public, touching other people's phones, like yuck. But yeah, that was the other thing I wanted to share with you guys, because just be mindful when you're outside, okay? Not just for yourself, like taking care of yourself when you're outside, but be a mindful citizen, and you're sharing the outside space with everyone else. Try not to get people sick. Like, what I hate the most is when you're sick and you don't do anything about it, and you're just like spreading the germs outside. Or if you're sick and you know you're sick, and then you're gonna hang out with friends but you don't tell them you're sick, and then you get everyone sick, that is not cool either. But yeah, those are my Monday thoughts. I hope you guys enjoyed that ramble for today, and I will see you guys in the next video. The next video being either the Darkrai one or just another like ramble session like this, because you guys seem to enjoy that and I love doing this as well. But yeah, if there's like ever any topics that you guys want me to talk about or elaborate on, definitely let me know. I would love that. Or if any of you guys want some advice, because I love giving advice, right? Or you have like wild stories, just check out my email in my YouTube. It's eutrope.creative@gmail.com. Send me your wild stories. Send me like maybe anything you want advice for, and I can cover that as well. That would be so much fun. But if you enjoyed this video, please give it a like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. I really appreciate it every time you do. If you're looking for friends, check us out on Discord. You can find the link in the description box, and follow me on my socials as well to stay up to date with everything I do outside of YouTube. So until then, everyone, let me know what you guys did with your Eureka seed. Did you do ingredients or sub skills? Where are you guys headed to this week? And what are your goals and objectives? But until then, take care, good luck, and have fun. Bye.